Hi, everybody. Welcome to September. Oh my gosh, we have baby kangaroos there. We're going to get to Corona and COVID in a minute, who are baby kangaroos. But first, I want to announce to you a couple things coming up. I'm Hillary Zalman with Boca's Briefcase on the Boca Raton Tribune. For those of you who are not following, you can follow the Boca Raton Tribune, who brings us these great guests at the Boca Raton Tribune, or on Facebook, or on Instagram, or on YouTube. And then you will get updates or reminders every once in a while about the upcoming shows. In 2 weeks, we have New York bestsellers, Ellen Hildebrand. She wrote a summer series. This one's the second in the series, What Happens in Paradise. But she was #1 this summer, writing great fiction. She will be here in a couple weeks. If you're interested in writing, or you want to know how to get on that New York list, she's going to tell us the secrets. So that is going to be a really fun show. And next week, we have Sean Vardy, who will be coming to us live from Miami Beach. He's a boutique hotel owner, owns a number of hotels, and will tell us exactly what's happening there. And we will see it firsthand as we walk down Miami Beach. For those of you, I just thought this was really fun. I got in the mail a ballot, my first time voting by mail. So I actually got it. It's a real ballot. And what's interesting on these ballots is there's other people running for president. You can wait and see. I'm not going to tell you who. About a bunch of people I don't know, besides Donald Trump and Joseph Biden. So very neat. So if you haven't done that, you can sign up to get your ballots or vote in person. But I can't wait any longer. We have a baby kangaroo sitting here. So let's get right to Animal Adventure Park. We have Sean here. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are in relation to the park.
So my name is Sean, and I also have my daughter here holding Corona. Her name's Alexandra. And me and my daughter are actually partners in our park with my kids and my wife. So it's a family-run business. And we opened up about 8 years ago at Bedner's Farm. And now we find ourselves temporarily closed and running our business out of our home for the time being.
So if I had the really grand opportunity to go there when everything was shut down this summer, and what Animal Adventure Park did is they created a drive-through. And if you think Lion Country Safari something, this tops that. This is local. It's the VIP experience, and it's right here, close to us here in South Florida. And they have, not only do they love the animals and care for the animals, and they're helping the animals, but if you take your children, your family, yourself, and you drive through and you get the experience right next to your windows, and you drive through different sections. What they've done is they've transformed the park for, well, I'll let you guys tell us. What have you done for fall?
So we decided to come up with something that would make it feel like very festive. And we designed a safari ride that was spooky. So we call it the Spooky Safari. We've got lots of decorations out. One of my favorite parts about it is the headless horseman, who actually rides around the property on horseback, which is pretty awesome. And we kept it super kid friendly because we didn't want to have any children come out and not be happy with it. So it's super kid friendly, and it's been a hit so far. People seem to really love it, and I think the favorite part really is the headless horseman that rides around. It's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, my son Ellie's gonna go crazy. So he's probably watching now. And did you already introduce who you have there? That's Corona,
Yeah, this is
right?
this is Corona, and somewhere around here, we'll see if we can back up a little bit to her brother. See if we can find him, who seems to be laying down taking a break by this tree. And that's her brother, COVID. They're about the same age, but COVID's a boy, so he's much bigger because male kangaroos are bigger than females when they're fully grown. So that's COVID. And then all the way in the back, scratching her ear over there, is Keegan, who's got a little baby in her pouch too, which is pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. And what have you done? Because what you've created is amazing. You've created this sort of COVID safe ability to go to a park. Explain how you've done that.
So what we've done is we made something that was reservation only. We didn't want to have people paying when they get here or having to do anything outside of their car. And we designed something where you can have a tour guide and interact with them, but to keep it safe, we did it over a conference call. So the entire tour is from the inside of your car, which I think is pretty cool because you have air conditioning.
Yeah, and it's really neat. Like you said, so when we went out there, we were actually able to send a text and prepay, and it was all done. By the time we went in there, we had a tour guide waiting for us at the gate. Did we lose you, Sean, for a second?
As simple as possible. I think the hardest. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I could. We lost you just for a second.
All right. So I think the hardest part of the whole thing is probably just the reservation part, just because you have to go back and forth. But once you get here, it should be pretty simple. You log into a call, and we guide you around the entire property, moving slowly with a lot of stops, with awesome photo ops. Where our biggest thing is we kind of felt bad that people don't get to interact with the animals. So what we developed was a way we could get them really close. So we give everybody the option to either roll your windows up or down. If your windows are rolled up, we bring the animals right up to your window, kind of like that close, where sometimes they'll even touch your window. And if you put your windows down, we still stay pretty close, but we stay 10 feet away. This way we feel that's a safe distance where you don't have to really worry about anything. But if you want to keep your window up the whole time, you can as well.
And what's your admission for currently?
So it's currently $13 per person. And for our spooky safari, that also includes a socially distanced pumpkin patch. And we wanted to come up with something really cool that was safe as well. So what we did is every single car that comes out here gets their own pumpkin patch. So we have 11 separate pumpkin patches. You get out of your car at a separate time than everybody else. You walk into your own pumpkin patch to pick pumpkins from, and you could also take pictures at as well. So
that's awesome. For those of you who are watching, if you saw it, I put on Facebook some of the pictures of the children with the pumpkin patch and how adorable it is. I mean, I can't compliment this park enough. And we haven't even gotten to all the animals that are there, which is extraordinary. Should we tell everybody like a sneak peek of some of the animals? I mean, it's jaw-dropping.
Sure. If we've got kangaroos, obviously this is our kangaroo area. It's a bunch of lazy kangaroos, which pretty much lay down all day. We've got camels, horses, otters, lemurs, sloths, sheep, goats, donkeys, cows, a little bit of everything. We've got actually, if I come over here, hold on. We're getting ready for one of our next tours that starts soon. I don't know if you can see in the back, but I'll walk over there in a minute.
And for those of you who are watching,
back there, but we've got a little baby zebra.
On babies, send Sean some love and his daughter because they're taking a little time off. They're so busy. They were really hit hard. The farmers hit hard because of COVID. So now they're, taking advantage of every hour they can to really take care of the animals in the park. And this income really feeds the animals.
Oh yeah, it's most people don't realize. I know a lot of people realize how much it costs to care for animals, but when you have a place like we do, where when something like a pandemic is going on, people just drop animals off regularly now. I mean, it's been more than we've ever seen before. We get animals brought in regularly. We get calls, I'd say 2 to 3 calls a week for animals that we can't even take in, that we have to try to find homes for at other places. So it's gotten a little bit better in the last few weeks, but the first few months of the pandemic was incredible. The amount of animals that were coming here. We've probably taken in just off the top of my head, 35 new animals in just a small period of time. So
wow. And I'm going to follow up with that. I want to tell people also, if you have a question, type it in and I will try to get to it so Sean can answer. But Sean, can you tell us a little of the background of you and your family and how you started taking on, I don't even know what we would call these type of animals, like non-domestic animals?
So none of these guys are wild animals. They're animals that were born in captivity, except for one of them that we know of. And most of them come to us, whether it be by rescuing opportunities or people donate animals to us regularly. People that took care of their animals but realized that they probably shouldn't have had them, and before a situation gets bad, they reach out to someone like us and say, hey, will you take them? And we usually don't turn anyone down. There's only a few different animals that we cannot take anymore because it's just getting too overwhelming, like pigs and ducks and stuff like that, and rabbits. I mean, if we opened up our doors to those, we'd have 1,000 animals today here, but we just can't. So we find good homes for them. And then we also have animals that are born here, so we don't consider those rescues or adopted or people that donate them. But a lot of animals that come here, we end up neutering them or spaying them, so they can't reproduce. But there are certain animals we allow to reproduce because it's part of it's really part of what makes them thrive. For instance, kangaroos. Kangaroos really live their life, females do at least, to have babies and take care of their families. So we don't want a million kangaroos running around here, but we would like the females to be able to enjoy having their own family to care for, because it's really important to them.
Right. And you're still in the kangaroo center right now, the area?
Yep. I could walk around too if you'd like and see if we could show you a few things that we have going on. If you want.
Take a walk. We have a little time. And
Sure.
I do recall, and maybe you could tell the story. You have a very touching story of your daughter and how she helped rehabilitate one of your horses, which was an amazing.
Yes. So the way this whole thing started, which is it's actually pretty crazy. I grew up in New York, city kid, and never did I think this is what I'd be doing today. But we moved down here to Florida. I ended up getting an injury, couldn't work doing what I used to do. And my daughter started wanting to go to a horse camp. And when we went to that horse camp, she came home and fell in love with horses. And all she was talking about every day is horses. I mean, this girl wouldn't clean her room, but she would go to this place and clean poop out of a stall like you couldn't imagine. So we looked into what's the best way to go about it, and we decided to rescue a horse for her. And this horse's name's Kona. They were both 10 years old at the time, and she was abused so badly that she actually has a scar that goes completely 360 degrees around her tongue. Someone took a metal wire, wrapped it around her tongue, pulled her tongue right out of her mouth and tied it to the saddle. And apparently this is something that happens regularly in that type of community a while back. And so she really didn't ever want to be a riding horse as a young pony. And she went through a really rough life. But to be honest with you, if it wasn't for that horse, we would not be here today. That horse has taught us everything we know about how to work with animals, how to respect them, how to care for them, how to love them. And without her,
oh my
we
God,
wouldn't have anything here. And that's her. Her name is Kona. What's up, Kona?
Hi, Kona. Hi, Kona. What a beauty.
Yeah,
and she said hello to everybody too.
She is incredible. Right now, she's stuck in a stall for the next couple of weeks. We had a vet come out here a few weeks ago, and she was overweight. She was eating way too much.
Oh, that's like everybody in COVID.
Yeah, it's kind of like we kind of made the mistake of like overdoing it with everyone here because we felt bad, and she gained so much weight. And during the summertime, it's so hot that horses actually have to be careful with overweight. But she's doing great. She'll be out of her stall probably in another week or two, so we can monitor how much she's eating. She's lost some weight. We have to exercise her regularly, so she's doing awesome. But yeah, without this little horse right here, we would never have started doing this. And never had the opportunity. So everything we have here is all because of that horse right there and my daughter right there, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
But I'm going to walk around a little bit since
No, you keep watching, and I'll
Kona
remind
just came
people,
out.
if you want to connect with Animal Adventures, you can look them up. The easiest way is on Facebook. They have a website, but if you connect with them on Facebook, that's what they like. It's Animal ED Ventures. Is that right? Animal ED Ventures Park on Facebook. So that's, oh, thanks, Mario. That's our producer in the background. Thank you very much. That makes it very easy. And that's the best way. And then you get a link, and then you can go over there, and $13 admission per person. You can't beat it, with endless animals. I mean, it makes a really nice afternoon, a nice visit. So let's see what we have here.
So these are our sheep, goats. We've got a donkey
goat
over there. We've got a cow. We've got goats. We've got another cow. Now, what's really cool is these animals that you see here, the sheep, the goats. When we first started off and decided to do something where we could bring in some revenue, we decided to do kind of like birthday parties with sheep and goats, and we figured we could have a small petting zoo. So when we developed that petting zoo, we figured the best way to get some sheep and goats would be to, instead of going and buying animals for something like this, we went to a place that actually butchers animals on the spot, and they sell them as food. So we thought it would be a really cool idea where we would go there, be able to pick up some sheep and goat that was about to be somebody's dinner, and instead, in turn, people would be able to come out and feed them, which we thought was pretty cool. So almost all of our sheep and goats in that area started off about 8.5 years ago, and now we have babies from some of the moms, and we have babies from some of the dads, which is pretty awesome. So that was a really cool thing. So the majority of those sheep and goats were all rescued from a feedlot, and the ones that weren't too.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
I'm coming on the other side of my kangaroo area.
We're on the other side of the kangaroos.
Yeah, we'll show our little baby zebra over here.
My father just texted, this looks like his house. So,
awesome.
so
come here, Z.
What was your relationship? Do you still have a relationship with Bednar's, or is you guys separate? That's not related.
No. So we have a really good relationship with Bednar's. Let me just try to get Z in the photo here.
Sure.
Without Bednar's, a lot of this stuff would have never happened either. What's up, Z? Hey, what are you doing, buddy? So without Bednar's, a lot of this wouldn't have happened either, because about 8 years ago, when we reached out to them and asked them if we could set up a little area to bring out a pony and a couple of farm animals, they said, come out one weekend, we'll see how we like. We were there for almost 8 years straight, and they want to be back there. But to be honest with you, customer safety is number one. So our revenue by not being open is
right. Sean, maybe take a couple steps, because your signal got lost just for a second.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. You're on a farm.
Yeah. So we'll say goodbye to Z. We're going to go over to a couple of two new additions. These are not rescues. These guys actually came to us from a good friend of mine in Ocala who raises them. And he asked me if I wanted a couple of them for our farm, because every time he's here, he doesn't see anything. And these are little fallow deers. They're babies. They're being raised in a smaller area right now. That's because we're trying to get them used to people. But these are the cutest little things ever. They're both females. I don't know if you can see them. One's a brown one, one's a little tan one.
And for those who are just joining in, again, we can't tell through Sean's phone, but when you go there, it's very similar and much better than the Lion Country Safari experience. And in my opinion, no offense to Lion Country Safari, I love them too, but you really have the animals up close. You're getting a VIP experience. They're coming to your car, and it's this big open area where you can really see everything. And Sean just has this little phone, but this is a big open area where, the animals are out playing and roaming. It's beautiful.
And this is One-Eyed Willow. We rescued her in November. And the side of the face you can see here, she has an eye. The other side, she was born without an eye. And every year in November, December, we rescue some dairy cows. We raise them, and we make them super friendly, where you can use them in other facilities like us, and then we find homes for them all across the country where people will be able to keep them and not use them for any type of milk production or anything in the future. So we get them when they're about a week old after they're taken away from their mom. We get them most of the time. They're pretty sick. You have to give them a lot of medication. And every year we usually take between 3 and 5 of them, and we raise them and try to give them a really good life, opposed to what it was going to be. Hey, what's up, Tay? And this is one of our puppies. Hey, Tay.
Oh my
Big puppy.
goodness. That's a big puppy. Even your dogs are show worthy.
That's
a big dog.
That's my son's dog.
Is that a Great Dane?
And we've got some. Yeah, that's a Great Dane. We've got some blow ups too for our. Let's see.
Really nice. No, we're really looking forward to coming to the drive-through. What are your hours?
So on the weekends, we're doing it from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the weekdays, we were doing it from 10 to 5, but when school went back, we decided to cut down how many tours we're doing. So right now, weekdays, we're only doing Wednesday through Sunday, and we're doing 11 a.m. I'm sorry, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. All right, we've got some other really cool animals out here. So a couple of, it's been about 2 months. This is actually not our normal lemur enclosure, but we're doing a little bit of an introduction for these last few weeks out here. We're trying to get our lemurs to get along with that black and white one right there. Her name is Melody. She came to us about 2 months ago now. She came with her mate, who was actually dying when he came to my house, and our job was to try to.
Oh no, we lost Sean. When he's telling us the story, we'll see if we can get Sean back on here. I will send a text to him, but he was just telling us the lemur story. Hold on, everybody.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, got you back.
Sorry about that. So this little one, the black and white one, Melody, her lifetime mate for about 8 years. Our job was to try to keep him as comfortable as possible. Can I have my glasses back, please? Thank you. And we gave him the best care we could possibly give him, knowing that he was probably not going to make it. And so now what we're doing is we're trying to add Melody into our troop of lemurs. And the reason why we have him in an enclosure like this is because these two female lemurs, that's Luna on the bottom and Venus up top, we're trying to get them to accept Melody. So we're keeping them super close. Mars already has accepted her because Mars is the friendliest animal on the planet. And actually, Al, you want to help me out? I'll go in here. Yeah. Marzipan, can you move over, please? So, I'm coming in.
Is the new lemur comfortable with you, or?
Yeah, she's actually doing really, really well with me.
Do you ever get scared?
No. You know what? What I've learned is the worst thing that you can do around an animal is be afraid. So it's easier said than done, but if you just realize you're going to get bit here and there, and when you do get bit, it's usually an educational thing where you can learn from it and find out what you did wrong and just never do it again. So anytime something happens bad, it's not something actually bad. We use it as a positive and realize, hey, what did we just do there? And we sit down, figure it out, and never do it again. And that's one of the reasons why I think we have such a good relationship with a lot of our animals is we don't look to tell them anything. We are really more about listening to them and trying to figure out what it is they enjoy, do it all the time, and then the things they don't enjoy, we stay away from.
Kids, don't try this at home. Do not put a lemur on you at home, please. Oh, that's the new lemur. Right?
Yeah, that's one. Her name is Melody.
Melody.
And the person that owns her is on the west coast of Florida, or who did own her, and she is, weekly reaches out to me to see how she does. She was actually hit from COVID as well, and that's the reason why these two ended up getting dropped off to us. But She's doing great, thank God. Mars loves her. They're doing great. And then in probably a little less than a week, we're going to put all 4 of these guys into this enclosure, see how they do, and then we could put them into a normal enclosure with our 2 other babies that that little one just had about 5 months ago. So we're keeping the babies out of the mix for a little bit. Come here, Melody. Come say hi to everybody.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, incredibly smart animals. These guys are very affectionate. They're super smart. They have they're almost like
And we lost. Yeah, there he is.
some other stuff we've got back here, which I'll show you guys real quick. No animals. This is just part of the tour, but
And everybody watching, send Sean some love. Press some likes. He's walking around the rain for us to give us a tour. Oh, very cool. Very cool.
and then back here we take everyone. We're actually setting up a horror safari that starts next week, but we don't really have our details out yet. But there's about 25 witches. We have torches with fire. We set up a movie screen, so this will be part of our. We're going to have a scene here where you'll watch 3 minutes of a movie, and then it'll get a little bit scarier after that. So the kids stuff we do during the day, but at nighttime, it's adults only. And we should be starting that in about a week.
So, and then for anyone that's just started watching, you can follow them on Facebook, Animal ED Ventures Park. And currently ticket prices for the day, it's family friendly. They have a spooky Halloween tour, which is not really spooky for kids. It's super fun. And they have separate, spatially distanced pumpkin patches where you can take pictures with the kids all throughout the park. And it's also a drive-through to see the animals.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the pumpkin patch now so you can see how we made it socially distanced, which I think is pretty cool. And while we're on the way to the pumpkin patch, I'll pass by some of our camels.
We have a comment here from Ellie, who's watching. He's 7, and he wonders sometimes why his cat is afraid of certain things. And so he tries to learn and listen to animals and observe is a great lesson by you.
Yeah, observing animals is one of the coolest things you can do. You don't realize how much you learn from watching and listening to them. What's up, Bubba?
It's a camel. What's his name?
He's one of our camels. He's not much of a baby. I still call you my baby. Got a buddy all the way on the other side of that.
You're in a no Wi-Fi zone again. Take a few steps. You're in a shadow.
There we go.
There you go.
What's up, Mr. Brown? This guy's 7.5 feet tall and 1,800 pounds. He has an area to go to, even though it's drizzling. These guys actually like being wet, and you could tell that by the side of his body right now. He's been laying around in the mud and the puddles and stuff. Camels are typically found. Camels eat everything. We typically feed them the same diet as a horse, so lots of hay, lots of grain. What's great about pumpkin season is we have lots of pumpkins to feed them too. But they will eat anything on this planet. They're the greatest survivalists ever. So when it comes to a camel, there's pretty much nothing they will not eat. So I just got into our pumpkin patch. And
where were they typically found? Because I interrupted you. Where's that camel typically found?
So one-hump camels are called dromedaries. Dromedaries are found typically in desert regions like Africa, Middle East, and they will live 40 to 50 years. And they are not the same as the two-humped camels. Two-humped camels are found more in Asia and cooler type regions. So what we did here with our pumpkin patch is we made 11 pumpkin patches that are all fenced off from each other. I'm going to switch my camera for 1 second.
Sure.
So you can get a better view. All right, can you see that?
That's wonderful. Yes, that's great.
So they're all numbered. They're all fenced off. and there's a lot of space in between. Everybody gets to choose from different size pumpkins that range from $6 to $17. They're designed with scarecrows and some corn husks in the background. And the way it works is you come in through that entrance, one car at a time, and you spend, it's usually around 10 minutes in here, which might not seem like a lot of time, but when it's 95 degrees out, it's most people don't even spend the full 10 minutes in here. But we've got a bunch of them. They're all designed exactly the same. This way, nobody can be upset that they got one number patch and they wanted another. They're all almost identical size, and on every single patch too, there's hand sanitizer, where we ask everybody to sanitize their hands before they enter, and they could come in. They don't have to purchase a pumpkin, but we do ask, if you do come out and take pictures, that at least if you could purchase one pumpkin, and even if it's a little small one like that for $6. But if not, you don't have to.
I want that pumpkin right there. Yeah, so for those of you looking for a fall picture, this is a great opportunity. After you see the animals, you can bring home a pumpkin, take a family photo, separate from all the families. Don't worry about it. COVID safe.
Yeah, we like for people to have fun, but we are very safe about how we're doing this. So in the patch area, there are people making sure that other people aren't going from one patch to the other. The last thing we want is for people to start going patch to patch. So we're pretty strict about that. Other than that, we're very easygoing. But with what we have going on, our number one priority is everybody that visits us, is their safety. Everyone that works here, which is 99% our family, and obviously our animals. And the best way to do that is just keeping everybody, safe and together with whoever they came with.
Right, that's nice. How are the animals with each other? Because you have a lot of different types of animals on the farm. Are you ever concerned about their interactions? I know they're separated.
Yeah, so a lot of times we get animals in here and you don't know if they're going to get along with others. And recently that just happened. We had a company that went out of business because SeaWorld canceled all their contracts for animal shows. And one company got hit really hard, lost all their contracts, decided that they weren't able to move on, and found homes for other animals. And they reached out to us, and they ended up dropping off about 20 ducks and 2 emus. And the emus that they dropped off are beautiful. They're healthy. They're friendly. All their animals came here great. They were very well taken care of. But they didn't get along with each other. So that's the most stressful thing about what we do, believe it or not, is making sure everyone's happy. A lot of people ask us, do we keep animals forever? And we don't. And I think that's a positive thing. And the reason why we don't keep them forever is because I don't want to keep an animal here that doesn't enjoy themselves. So what we do, if an animal comes here and they're not happy, they're not getting along with everybody, we then take the best steps we can to give them a really good home somewhere else. So everyone asks, are you a sanctuary? And we are not. And the reason why we're not a sanctuary is because sanctuaries have to keep their animals here until they die. And I don't believe in keeping someone that's not happy. So we try to do the best job we can. That's one of the emus. The other one we just had to separate and put into a stall because they were trying to hurt each other really badly. So we're going to be working. We have ideas on how we can make them get along better. And if they can't, then we find better homes for them than they have here. So right now we've got a couple of rheas. So the emus were a rescue, and those baby rheas are not. They actually came to us from a friend of mine who, the same one that gave us those deers, gave us these rheas, which are really cool. Rheas and emus are related to ostriches, believe it or not. The biggest difference is an ostrich is almost 8 feet tall. These rheas are close to 6 feet when they stand up tall. And I'm sorry, that's an emu. And these rheas are a little smaller. They're about 5 feet when they're full grown. And they're almost like little dinosaurs, and they like to nip at my toes.
That's what I was thinking. They look like little Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
These guys are the most prehistoric looking animals ever, and they're pretty cool.
That is pretty neat. Where are rheas from in the world? Do you know? I've never heard of a rhea.
So rheas are found in South and Central America. I don't know where the emus are from, though, but the rheas are found in South and Central America. Emus actually are in Australia, I'm 90% sure. Emus are in Australia. But
that's a good question for people watching. Leave in the chat where these birds are from. That would be great. We'll mention you, even if it's after the show. We would love to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not the person that thinks they know everything, but I'm always trying to learn.
Us too. And I can't believe a half an hour has already passed by. We'll have to start wrapping it up. But this has been such an amazing safari tour. Obviously, if you want the full tour, you have to pay the $13 and get your booty over there with your family. Get yourself a pumpkin, drive through the park. And remember, I've been there. It is a VIP experience right up to your car. You get to see all the animals. It's so awesome. Sean, what would you like people to take away from this? What do you want South Florida to know about your park or yourself?
Well, I think the most important thing to take from all this is educating yourself and your family about animals and how they should be cared for. I personally think too much is, when it comes to animals, is telling them what to do. So my number one thing I like to tell people about animals, if you want a better relationship with them, is listen to them and watch them more instead of telling them what to do. You'll have a better relationship, and you'll also learn from that as well. And then last but not least, what you may not know about animals are they are more similar to you than you can ever imagine. They understand your body language, and you can understand theirs. It's just like talking to another person. They just speak a different language until you can learn it. And that's pretty much it.
That is so cool. And I can't thank you enough for taking us on a tour through the rain and showing us some of your favorites. If you guys want to see the sloth, which is one of my favorites, you're going to have to go over there. It's such a cool animal too. But thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you again. Yeah, definitely. Just remember, what's your website in case people don't have Facebook?
Website is animaladventures.com, EDVENTURES. And if anyone's wondering what the ed is, that's for education. So everything we do is super educational.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't ask that. It's a great question. Yeah.
No worries.
Thank you. And also they're on Facebook, and all the reservations can be made in advance of going, $13. And starting in October at night for adults only, they're also going to have like a real spooky, scary simulation over there. But during the day, it's family friendly for the kids. So sign up, get your reservations while you can. And we really, really thank you. And please, just support them. They've been hit hard the past few months. So they've taken advantage where they can of an opportunity to really allow the public into their home, because this is where you live, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Never did I think I'd have this many people coming to my house.
This is Sean's house and his family's house. So go over to his house. It's a very, very big lot. And thank you again. And we'll see you guys all next Wednesday, 2 p.m. And look forward to it. We'll be talking about Miami Beach next week as we continue to travel around. And if anyone, let me throw in there, if anyone has a place they want to highlight that's for fall or family fun, just shoot me a message and we'll try to highlight you too. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.